How's it going, everybody? Doing a sports ramble here today. So I'm going to have the update for the playoffs, NBA and NHL. I'll talk a little bit about baseball also, but I'll start with the playoffs. I'm filming this Monday. It's going to go up Tuesday. So you're going to have some game ones from round 2 being played in both. The Pacers are up 1-0 on Cleveland. They played round 1 last night, while the Warriors-Rockets are finishing up the first round. I'll start with the NBA. I got 2 wrong so far in the first round. Not terrible. Thunder swept the Grizzlies. That was pretty much expected. Nuggets 1-7. I had that one going 7. That was a tight series. Nuggets take it. Harden was not good in the final game. So they'll be playing the Thunder. That should be a good series. Timberwolves beat the Lakers in 5. This is one of my 2 losses. I had the Lakers winning in 7. I probably gave respect to the Lakers. I didn't have them going past the second round, but I probably shouldn't have given that respect. But it's like you're like LeBron, Luka. The Lakers aren't that good. They're just not that good of a team. You know, it's just that simple. They don't have any depth. A lot of people are blaming Redick. He's a rookie coach, though. You gotta see what happens next year. He did run players into the ground, though. Didn't he play the whole... He didn't bench the team, the guys, the whole second half of one of the games. So the T-Wolves beat up on the Lakers. The Warriors finished off Houston in 7 last night. So it's going to be Warriors-Timberwolves. That should be a good series. So like I said, the only one I got wrong in the West was the Lakers. In the East, Cavs steamrolled the Heat. This is a thing where it's like, when it comes to the play-in, with the play-in, guaranteed 7 of the top 8 seeds will always make the playoffs, guaranteed. It's only that 8th seed, only one of the way it used to be played, only one of those teams that was in the playoffs at the end of the season could get booted. And I can understand, the play-in a lot of times makes sense, especially if the 9 and 10 seed are over 500, at 500. You give these teams an opportunity. The Heat had no business being in the playoffs, okay? And they proved that by getting absolutely destroyed. There's times where you're like, yeah, this team should be in there. But it's like, yeah, they get these 2 wins, and then they play a team that's clearly superior, and it's not even close. I think they beat them by a combined, they beat him by 50-something in Game 4. And I don't know what they beat him in Game 3, but it was a huge number. But Cleveland steamrolls them, but they do lose Game 1 to the Pacers. In round 2, the Pacers beat the Bucks. That was my second one that I was wrong on. Once again, I gave a little too much respect to the Bucks. Now, they said Lillard was going to be back. He came back, and unfortunately tears his Achilles. That I feel so bad for him because he's pretty much going to be gone all next year. He's getting older. He's 36. And I have a soft spot for Lillard. He was on Portland his whole career except the last 2 seasons. But it has not gone well since he's been traded. And now Giannis might end up leaving because they're not going to get any better. They don't have any picks. Portland has 3 pick swaps of them over the next 4 years. I don't think they have a first rounder. Maybe they have a first rounder this year. I don't know. But Portland made that trade specifically to get these pick swaps for later on because they almost knew the Bucks are not going to be good. And now you have Lillard tearing his Achilles. He's gone for next year, probably. They are in bad shape, the Bucks. And then Halliburton's dad is getting into it with Giannis on the court after the game. He's talking shit to him. What? That was weird. But Indiana's solid. They win. I had the Bucks winning in 7, but Indiana won in 5. Knicks beat Detroit 4-2. That was a tight series overall. The games were pretty close most of the time. And the Celtics beat Orlando in 5. So you got Knicks, Celtics, and the Cavs, Pacers. So like I said, outside of the 2, the Bucks and the Lakers. I didn't have the Lakers or the Bucks getting past the second round, so as long as the Warriors win against Cleveland and the Cavs beat the Pacers, it can correct itself for the conference finals. We shall see. But that's the a little update on the NBA playoffs. I think this round went as expected. A lot of people picked the Clippers to beat the Nuggets in 7, and I think everybody knew that was going 7, and it did. A lot of people picked the Lakers as well, myself included, which was realistically a mistake. I mean, they don't have depth. So yeah, you got Thunder Nuggets. You gotta get some good action here in the second round, though. So we'll see how this keeps going. NHL conclude. I'm filming this Monday, so it's going up Tuesday. So there'll be some games played in the second round. But the Jets Blues. This game, Game 7, looked like the Jets were done. They were down 3-1 with I think maybe like a minute and 15 seconds left in the game. They tied the game. They scored with like a minute and 7, I believe. They tied the game with like 2 seconds left in the game. They won it in, I believe, double overtime. They needed to win that game because, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, picking them to win the cup was most likely a mistake. They struggled here. Could have been done. It took a miracle, essentially, to win this Game 7. I just don't know if they're going to get through all these rounds to at least get to the cup. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I really don't, because they struggled badly. Hellebuck did not look good. And here's the thing. You could say his defense hangs him out to dry, which, listen, I understand that. Coming as an Islander fan, Sorokin gets fucked by his defense a lot. But if you're the best goalie in the league, in the playoffs, you got to make up for it. You've got to be great no matter what. And he was not good in the first round. He needs to be better because they will be gone in the second round if he isn't. But they got through. Maybe this propels them, this miracle win, gives them the juice they need to push forward. But they went in 7. They will be playing Dallas. This is the only one I got wrong out of the first round. I had Colorado winning 7. Dallas wins in 7. Dallas was down 2-0 with like 12 and change left in Game 7. And then Ratton, and the former Avalanche player, gets a hat trick, I believe. They win 4-2. Tight series. Now they're playing the Jets. Jets are going to have to play better in this round, or I think they get beat badly. So that was a tight series. Everybody thought that was going to be a tight series, the Colorado-Dallas one. And it was. It was just flip-flop for me. Minnesota loses to Vegas. They haven't won in the first round in years. They were up 2-1 in that series and then lost 4-2. Vegas, solid team, man. Since they've come in the league. A cup, 2. They have a Stanley Cup. They have 2 finals appearances. I think they've gone to another conference final. They've only been around for, 7 years? They have a better history in 7 years than most do in their lifetime. In their, in 50-year histories. They look good, though, Vegas. They are playing Edmonton, who has now beaten the Kings 4 years in a row in the first round. So people are calling for the 1-8 seed again. Which I understand, actually, because it used to be this way. Back in the day, the playoffs were not, they didn't go real quickly. The playoffs now, it usually goes 4-4, but this year, 5 teams made it in the... Did it go 4-4 in the West? The East, it was Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Tampa, Florida. So it went 5 and then only 3 in the Metropolitan. Usually it goes 4-4. Back in the day, even in the 90s, even into the early 90s, I believe. No, maybe it ended like way early 90s. They would do it where the way it is now, but there was no 5 and 3. It was just the best 4 in each division made the playoffs. Sometimes you had some shitty teams making the playoffs. But teams like Minnesota back then, they have a way under 500 record, and they go to the Stanley Cup final. They lost to the Penguins. But that's what would happen. Sometimes hockey's crazy, right, in the playoffs. Things could, hot goaltender or something, doesn't matter. There's upsets in hockey all the time. Basketball, it happens a little more frequently, but not nearly like, it didn't happen for years in basketball. It wouldn't happen that often, but now it happens a little more. But, sorry, I'm like whispering, and then I go out of my whisper. That happens a lot lately. But people are calling for 1-8 again because you got teams playing. That's how you build the rivalries with these divisional battles. But then you get a team playing the same team repeatedly in the first round, so I can understand it. I thought 1-8 was fine. They probably should go back to it. But Oilers beat them in 6. They were down 2-0 in that series. They came back and won the next 4. So you got Vegas and Edmonton battling. So you got some good battles here. Second round. In the East, Maple Leafs beat Ottawa in 6. Let's see what I called. I called Winnipeg winning in 6. They won in 7. I called Avalanche winning in 7. They lost in 7. Vegas I had winning in 5. They lost. They won in 6. I had Edmonton winning in 7. They won in 6. On the East, the Leafs did beat Ottawa in 6. They were up 3-0 and then lost 2. And everybody's like, here we go. But they did win. They're in the second round. They looked overall pretty solid. And they will be playing Tampa. I'm sorry, not Tampa. They will be playing Florida. I had Florida winning in 7. Florida won in 6. Florida kind of steamrolled the Lightning. They beat them last year, too, in the first round. It swapped. It was like Tampa, with all the success, 3 cup finals in a row. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, here comes Florida. It's like the Florida teams in the East are just keep making the finals, right? 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24. Yeah, it's been 5 Florida teams in 10, which is wild. Come on, cold weather states. What are you doing? The warm weather states getting all the hockey finals. And 3 of those are wins. But Panthers look good. I have them going to the finals, actually. So that's good. They look good, though. Defending champs. They've won 2 years in a row, so. Capitals beat Montreal in 5. I had them winning in 6. That was expected. Capitals look pretty solid overall. And the Hurricanes beat Jersey in 5, and I had them winning in 5. The Devils were up 3-0 in the game 5 and blew that lead. Pulled the Islanders. So you got Capitals, Hurricanes, Panthers, Leafs. Panthers, Leafs can be good. I think Capitals, Hurricanes going to be good. I have Capitals, Hurricanes going 7. I have Leafs, Panthers going 6. Well, I had Jets, Avalanche going 6, so let's say Jets win in 6. I don't know if they're actually going to get past them, though. I have Vegas beating the Oilers in 6, so, but those are the updates on the playoffs. Round 2 is underway in basketball. It will be underway in hockey starting tonight. This is going up tomorrow, so. Right, and there was no other hockey games other than the Jets and the Blues. Terrible way to go out for the Blues, though. Oh, man. Because I was looking, I was like, oh, man. It was 2-0 pretty early. I think after the first period. It was 3-1 going into the third. I was like, man, the Jets are going to look like complete frauds. And then they get it done, man. 2 seconds left. That's hockey, man. Hockey is heartbreaking in that sense. You get that empty net. You score a goal. Sometimes you'll score a goal with half a second left. It's just like, oh, my God. All right, let's talk about some baseball, shall we? We're about, what are we in? Not 40 games into the season. Let's go to the standings real quick. About 30, 35 games into the season, I believe. Come on, you papa. Yanks lead the division at 19-15. Followed by Boston, Tampa, Toronto. Orioles not doing well. Detroit's doing pretty good. They're 22-13. Cleveland's behind them. Then KC, Minnesota, Chicago. Seattle's in first at 2013. Of course, the A's have a winning record, right? They leave Oakland. They're in like Sacramento now, playing like a minor league ballpark. And they, of course, they'll win like 70. They'll win like 80, 85 games. You know, that's what always happens. Team leaves the city and they suck, but they somehow play much better. Maybe they need to leave. Followed by Houston, after that Texas, and the Angels. Mets are 22-13, they're in first place. Phillies are followed. Them, Nationals, Braves, and Marlins. Cubs are in first, 21-14, followed by Cincinnati, Milwaukee. St. Louis and Pittsburgh's not doing well. And there's grumbles, everybody's getting pissed in Pittsburgh. Their owner doesn't spend any money. The players are annoyed. The fans are annoyed. Dodgers are in first at 23-11, followed by the Padres, who are 22-11. This is the best division in the league right now. San Francisco's 22-13. Arizona's fallen off a little bit, but they're still 18-16. And then Colorado is 6-28. There are some bad teams in the league. Pittsburgh's 12-23. Colorado's 6-28. The White Sox are 10-24. Colorado is awful. But those are the standings right now. Let's go to some stats. Yeah, early in the season still, but that West is looking nice. Aaron Judge is playing out of his gourd. It's a shame he doesn't come through in the playoffs. Still a hell of a player. You can't knock the dude. Barry Bonds had the same problem. Bonds was incredible in the regular season. For the Pirates, he wasn't that great in the playoffs, even for San Francisco for a bit. And then he went nuts in the year the Giants went to the series and lost to the Angels. He went nuts. But right now, Judge is batting .423, 11 homers, 33 ribbies, and an OPS of 1.287. He's batting .423. Jeez Louise, he is something else, man. He really is. Like, regardless of his playoff failures, the guy is still incredible. He needs to have a great playoff run. Like, they need to get to at least to ALCS, and they've had some success with him in the playoffs. They've gone to the World Series last year. They've gone to a couple ALCSs with him as well. It's not like they haven't advanced, but if he was like playing like he plays in the regular season, at least close to that, 75% of that, they would probably have a title. But they'll probably make the playoffs again this year, so he needs to do better. Back to the stats again. Paul Goldschmidt behind him, also on the Yankees, batting .349, followed by Pete Alonso, is actually off to a good start. I mean, Pete Alonso's a solid player, but he usually doesn't bat this high. I mean, 30-something games in. He's batting .344. Donovan on St. Louis, .339, and Wilson on the A's at .333. Let me just go to that in general, and then go through the stats through there instead of going to each individual thing. Fernando Tatis Jr. is doing very well also. Bobby Witt Jr. is doing solid. There's Trey Turner. There's Lindor. Let's see who has the most ribbies. It's Judge, right? I guess Alonso, no. Hernandez on the Dodgers. I don't know his first name, it's a T. He has got 33. Flores on San Francisco's got 31. There's Alonso with 31. Kyle Tucker on the Cubs with 30. Suzuki on Chicago also has 29. Schwarber on Phillies. Who leads the league in homers? Raleigh on Seattle has 12. Schwarber has 11. Suarez on Arizona has 10. Torkelson on Detroit has 10. Trout's got 9. Who struck out the most so far this year? Some dude on Taglia on Colorado has 48 Ks. Riley on Atlanta has 45 Ks. Well, surprisingly, Judge doesn't have a ton of strikeouts. He usually Ks a lot. Not that it really affects what he's doing. But no, he's still got 31. His OPS, there's only 2 guys with over 1,000 OPS right now. Alonso also is at 1.124. Bregman on Boston 979. Tucker 975. Aranda 975. Tatis Jr. 972. There's Ohtani at 970. Wins above replacement is also Judge at 3-1. Those obviously fluctuate a good amount. Soto's not doing great out of the gate. He's still got an 808 OPS, but the Mets are still doing good, but they need him to pick up the pace. But he's not doing terribly. Let's check out some stolen bases. Where are the stolen bases? There they are. No. Robert Jr. on Chicago, White Sox 15. Cruz on Pittsburgh 14. Dela Cruz on Cincinnati 13. Crow Armstrong on the Cubs with 12. Duran on Boston with 11. Scott II on St. Louis with 11. What about the old triples? 4 triples for 3 different dudes. Carroll on Arizona, Duran on Boston, and Moniak on Colorado. Judge has 2 triples, huh? Who leads the league in dubs? Bergman on Boston 13. Alonso has 13. Witt Jr. has 13. Machado has 11. Perez 11. Bichette 11. Let's go to the old pitching. Still early in the season, not even 40 games in. Yamamoto on the Dodgers. That was the guy they got this year, right? This is his first year. .90 ERA. Having a hell of a start. 7 game start, 4 quality starts. 4-2. 49 Ks. 1.5. Wins above replacement. 11 Ks per 9 innings. Max Fried. Is it Fried? It's got to be Fried, right? He's the Yankees. He came over from... He's on Atlanta last year. He's 6-0 with a 1.01 ERA, 5 quality starts, 39 Ks. Molly on Texas, 1.19 ERA, 4 quality starts out of 7. H. Brown on Houston, 1.67, 5-1. He has 7 quality starts. Every one of his starts is a quality start. Pivetta on San Diego, 1.78, 4 quality starts. You gotta look at those quality, because you look at somebody like Miguel on the Mets, 1 quality start, but he's got 2.21 ERA. He got beat last night. They played St. Louis. DeGrom, 2.61, 2 quality starts out of 7. Who leads? That guy on Houston's got to lead the league in quality starts. Yep, 7, followed by a bunch of guys with 5. Who has the most Ks? Brown? No. Gore on Washington with 68 Ks. So he's got the 13.3 Ks per 9 innings. He's got 3.33 ERA, 5 quality starts. Zach Wheeler's having a good year. 5 quality starts. What is a quality start? Like 3 runs or under? This guy Reagan's on KC. I have his rookie card. I probably showed it in a video at pickup. It's like one of the refractor ones. He's having a nice little... He's got a 13.5 Ks per 9 innings. 2 quality starts out of 6, though. Is it Skenis? I don't know. Second year with Pittsburgh. He's 4 quality starts, 2.74 ERA. 41 strikeouts. Some good action all around, as always, in the old MLB. Real Muto on Phillies has his fielding is 1,000%. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 guys with 1,000% fielding. Wells on the Yankees, Diaz on Houston, Contreras on Milwaukee. Oh no, sorry, Contreras is 996. Raleigh on Seattle in the field as well. Smith on the Dodgers, Trevino on Cincinnati. I don't know what D-War is. Oh, these are all catchers, that's why. Sorry, I'm only showing the catchers here, that's why. Okay, so stolen base attempts. This guy, Contreras in Milwaukee, 14 stolen base attempts, 11 caught stealing. That's really good. This other guy, Diaz on Houston, 23 stolen base attempts, and only 3 of them are caught stealing. Let's see the best percentage. Torrens on the Mets, who has not. He's played 18 games started. He's 6 for 6. It's hard to catch people stealing, but you have to look at the guy in the A's. They've gone at him 32 times. He's caught 5. I don't want to go through all the stats like that, the fielding stuff. But Season's still young. Obviously, averages will change and stuff. I mean, Judge will still have a great year. It'd be cool to see somebody bat 400. That has not happened since, what, Ted Williams? But a lot of guys having really good years, as always. Steroids! It's almost time, though, once these NHL and NBA playoffs end. It's going to be the slog of baseball over the summer. WNBA is coming back, too, though. They're in the preseason. So there's some hype around that now. So that might, people might get into that. And then all of a sudden, the training camp will start in the NFL. And then everybody's like, here we go. People get more excited for NHL training camp than they do for late season MLB. Oh, man. Baseball, I mean, everything's kind of where it is, I guess. With what, I guess some people are surprised by Detroit. Nobody's surprised by the Padres or the Dodgers or the Yankees. Mets expected to do well too. Cubs. But yeah, that's just a ramble on some baseball, a little bit of rambling on baseball. And some playoff updates. Let's see how the second round goes here. Playoffs, man. If your team's in it, how are they doing? Islanders and Portland did not make the playoffs, which I'm happy with. Well, Portland improved, though. The Islanders needed to miss the playoffs because they would have been like the Miami Heat, no business being in there. They would have got rolled. I don't know who I'm rooting for. Like I could say I picked the Jets. If they don't win it, I don't care. In reality, who wins it? But I don't really know. Like, out of all the teams left, I don't know who I would want to win it. At the end of the day, I probably wouldn't care. Maybe a Canadian team. Maybe then the Jets or the Oilers. Oilers, I wouldn't mind. I never had a problem with the Oilers. I don't have a problem with really any team. Outside some of the teams in the Islanders division, like the Rangers and the Penguins and the Flyers, Hurricanes. But I really don't care that way much either. And the Rangers didn't make the playoffs. Penguins didn't make the playoffs. Flyers didn't make the playoffs. Capitals, in the Islanders division, if you're looking at rivals, even with the way the Hurricanes have beaten the Islanders in the playoffs, I still don't. There's no I hate the Hurricanes. Even though the Islanders can't beat them in the playoffs. Devils, I've never had a problem with. Capitals and Columbus. It's really, if I was saying top three, the top two would probably go between the Penguins and the Rangers in terms of like rivals and stuff. But Rangers are always realistically going to be number one. Although the Islanders rarely play the Rangers in the playoffs. They haven't since 93-94 destruction when the Rangers won the Cup. They played more during the Islanders' run of Cups. They were popping up. They're playing each other a good amount, but they don't play each other often, which is weird. Islanders played the Penguins a decent amount. They had played him, 12-13. They played him back in 92-93. They played him once or twice during the Cup run. I want to say the Islanders came back 3-0 on the Penguins and won back in the 70s. They lost him in 12-13, then they have beaten him two since. They beat him in 18-19, and they beat him in 2021, the weird season. 1920 was more of a normal season than 2021 almost. 2021 is where they realigned the divisions, and they played 50-something games or something. All against the same 7 opponents. It was very strange. It was cool, but it was weird. But anyway, update and playoffs, a little bit of baseball ramble. Thanks for checking this out.